This is E from MarketWizards.com and eMiniWizard.com. Just about 3 o'clock on the Friday, the 27th of September, 2019. Reminding traders to use risk capital you can afford to lose. Well, we've had quite the barn burner today. This is a 2-minute chart. Originally, my thought was if we could hold, we were going to get up and test that 95 to 98 zone. And that was wrong, and admitted that very early in the day that if they really wanted to get it up there, they would not have taken it back so deeply and done the range. And then we get the news bar, and at that point, we're using the high of the news bar as our resistance at 88, which we said this morning we were going to use as our pivot. That held, and then it's a matter of looking for formations all the way down. And I'm reading this, and the guys, we're all reading this down. Lower lows, lower highs, and lower lows. Here's your double right in here, trying to hold in the mid 50s, and then we're still reading this saying, look, 52s are available, and if we can break 55s to 52s, bump the stops on the 54 longs from earlier in the week, then we could get down here and test that 47, which is last year's high. So that was a primary target, and we said make sure paid between 48s to 44s if you have a trailer left. And nothing better than the moving average when we're trending in an umbrella trade. If you back it off and go to a 5-minute chart, you can just see how this is just coming south side in a in a plunge. And once we broke this low right here, then we were using, at that time Zeke had called for the 57 test, and once we broke this high and could never get back above it, we said, let's use 64s, 68s in here for our resistance, see if we can get lower. And that has worked for a great trade south side. So at this point in time, we think time and price, make sure you are paid. Anybody that's got trailers, up to you. But certainly this is a classic umbrella trade. And if you put it into a 10 or a 15, we had looked at the 10-minute chart earlier and said it looks like the 10-minute chart tells us that south side is probably the better odds until you can get up here and stay there. And that never happened. So we're looking at these targets down here. We had actually 50 as our T4 today and 48s for another target based on another method. So anybody got this rotation south side after the news bar hit the bounce, high of that bounce, obviously high of that bar is the resistance. And this turned out to be a great trade. And so the flexibility part is what I'm addressing. You can have your ideas as to which way it's going to go and they're going to do something. But once you get news and once you get a reaction, you've got to just let go of any preconceived biases and just play what you're seeing play out. Here's our OTF predictive. We had 98 up here as our resistance at the start of the day. Right there, this line was our resistance, and that plays out. And then this is a hefty move. Once you get this kind of a move, and this was the key break back in here, obviously. Yesterday's low, that triggered the retest of prior day's low. So we noted the pattern that we've been making, lower highs and lower lows, and this kind of is completing that idea. And we had noted this trend line earlier too. We had a downtrend line that was just perfect. And at the time, we also had an uptrend line, but that broke, that neckline broke. And so this is the one that's still in control. And we can see that we've abandoned this 75. First, we abandoned, obviously, the 92s. And we've abandoned the 75s, target 58. And those have been abandoned at this point and now in this box with the 41 to 42 area as a key for now. And we can see this push. So there's a retest of this bar back here early September. And last to leave have lost. Those who had a great month have given back a substantial portion of it today. News event, just the way it is. And we do have a gap down here in the 39 to 40 area. So we're going to obviously keep our eye on that. One last chart to look at. And that's this chart right here with last year's high at 47. We think big idea. So we've advised, make sure you remember that this is a retest of last year's high and should be paid for sure coming into that test, both time and price. And let's finish with this chart. We can obviously see that we are in the neighborhood of where you should get paid based on what we've seen in the past, the reactions. We could tighten this up a hair, but certainly we're in the neighborhood that got to get paid time and price. It's 3 o'clock. We could go any place we said if we busted yesterday's or a couple days ago, the low. And this is a washout of those traders. So we've suggested use 42s to 44s as your support. If you have tried early at 48 support and got beat, may need 1 or 2 tries to get your capital back. We don't generally try to buy these type of plunges because you just don't know where they're going to end. You try to keep a trailer, and then when you get to where you want to be, or get stopped out, just go sidelines. You don't have to buy. We did not encourage buying today once this thing turned around. And the 60-minute chart. Rain line had to get underneath. We do. Then any bounces, still you needed to get it back up above the 82s. Never happened. Got that one little push just up to that 85, 86 and bled right back down, and that was it. On those days that the longs were absolutely wrong, if they kept trying to buy all day, that's being stubborn. You just have to let go of ideas that aren't working. And, and every one of these angels got beat. Tells you you're in a trend when you see multiple angels getting beat. Original idea of support was back in here. Got busted, go to lunch, and bang. And at that point, focus on hitting bounces, hitting bounces, hitting bounces. 10-minute chart. Two-minute chart. 3-minute chart, all saying the same thing. Underneath the blue line, underneath the green and red lines, going south side. Can't do better than that chart. All right, marketwizards.com and eminywizard.com. Wishing everybody a great weekend. Hope you stayed out of trouble and learn to react. The market will oftentimes give us signals, give us clues. And we talked about today, the market gave us clues. We thought one way and then it did not go that way. So that's the hound of the Baskervilles trade where it didn't do what it was supposed to. That was a clue and turned our mind around, said, okay, I guess we're wrong and we're going the other way. Learn to adjust. It's the best thing I can tell you, and you'll have more fun in the market. Be well.